the Pilates teacher training video on anatomy. This particular muscle is on the serratus anterior serratus. The anterior serratus, the origin, remember the origin tends to stay more fixed than the insertion point. The origin of the serratus anterior is the first eight to nine ribs on the outer surface, and then it comes underneath the scapula and it inserts underneath on the medial border. Medial just means to the midline of the body. So because it attaches underneath, what does it do? It does two things. Again, as the origin tends to stay fixed. If the origin stays fixed and the direction of pull is to draw the scapula, the medial border, closer towards the rib cage and to draw it around. You just think of it logically. It comes from here, underneath. So it's going to keep that side down, the medial border down close to the rib cage as the scapula draws around. So as you raise your arm, for example, that should slide and rotate round and forward. What you usually get in people, from a Pilates point of view, what's the relevance of this muscle? You get something called wing scapula. If people are weak in the anterior serratus, and this comes away from the body. A good test for that, someone's pushing against the wall, doing some sort of push-up, and you usually see sometimes some people's scapula comes away, what's called wing scapula. Although that can happen for neurological issues as well, if you've got some nerve damage, but even soft tissues from the Pilates point of view. The other thing we usually get with people is an imbalance between anterior serratus and the rhomboids. Why? Because they work in combination with each other basically. There's usually an imbalance there. Let's say this person is left-handed, left dominant. The scapula is more likely, if I'm going to do a postural settings, I can see the spine. Usually on left dominant people, or right dominant conversely, the shoulder blade, the scapula is drawn further forward. Mainly because let's say they're using a computer. The serratus on that side is more likely to be short and tight and to pull that forward. And again, you usually see the medial border is further away from the spine on the other side. For that to be short and tight, for that to be pulled, the rhomboids on this side are going to be longer, they're going to be weaker. So the working combination, you need a good balance. You want any muscle to be strong but flexible. So one is with a postural setting, you can usually see the scapula is further away than possibly the serratus is tighter on that side. Conversely, another two ways of looking at it, the rhomboids are weaker. Any combination of those basically. And that's the serratus. The two major problems, like I said, you get wing scapula and you get an imbalance between, which can massively affect mobility. On a slightly different note, everyone's heard of the rotator cuff muscles, but there's a lot of prominence being given out to serratus anterior to being a massive stabiliser and strengthener of the actual shoulder joint. Certainly from a shoulder mobility point of view, you definitely need, again with any muscle really, but you want a strong but a flexible muscle. So there's numerous different exercises, but this is an anatomy video rather than an exercise, what you can do to work that. Usually push away things, to be honest with you. So that's the anterior serratus. 8 or 9 ribs, to the front of them comes underneath and attaches on the medial border. And don't forget to subscribe, like, share and comment our YouTube channel, and follow us on Facebook, Abbot Pilates Services, Abbot Pilates Teacher Training. Thank you.